Welcome to this week's Comic Hall and Roundtable discussion. We have a full panel on deck tonight. We have Antonio Coleman. We have Al Rainey back with us. The Cisco Kid. We've got Weldon DeRamus, who is in the place, and we've got Xavier Randall. Joining us later tonight will be Vincent, who will be back from father duties to join us. Let's get right into our top 10 for this week, which would then lead us into our next topic as well. I'm going to tie these two in together. Our top 10 DC villains. Who on the panel would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, Al, hand went up first, so we'll let Al go first.
Well, age before beauty. Good evening. Age before beauty, Xavier. So I will let you go
that
first.
car hat.
Yeah, man. That's that you got to know when to hold them hat. Oh yeah.
That's that boot country hat.
Yep, there it is. Hush, man.
I got the hat
Tell him my business. Well, you go ahead, X.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you all for viewing us tonight. Welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in with my top 10. Number 10 is Amazo. Anytime you have a character that can pretty much fight the Justice League by himself, just because he can adapt to all of their powers, I like it. My number 9 is Mongol. When you can throw a squid plant on somebody and completely disable them, hey, good job. Number 8 is Hush. I like that story. I love how he literally took on the persona of Bruce Wayne to put his own self out there and to pretty much torment Batman just because he brought everybody that you could think of into that comic series. So I like Hush. Number 7 is Lobo, which I can't wait for his movie to come out as long as they do it right. Cool. Number 6 is Professor Zoom, not Reverse Flash from the TV show, but Eobard Thawne was originally known as Professor Zoom. That's my number 6 right there. Number 5, Amanda Waller. If you can't appreciate Amanda Waller, something wrong with you. You shouldn't be watching anything DC oriented. Number 4 is Brainiac. Not the fake Brainiac that they had in Superman 3 with Richard Pryor with the 3 computers, but the real deal Brainiac. Number 3 is Bane. I ain't even gonna lie, Bane is the reason why I got out of comic books when he broke Batman. You break Batman, hey, you up there. Number 2 is Sinestro. When you start your own branch of a lantern ring, you're a powerful dude. You know what I mean? And it's based off of fear. Yeah, you top notch. And my number 1, I'm pretty sure y'all already know, is the Joker. I don't even have to say nothing else about that, brother. That's my top 10 right there, fellas.
Take your mind off mute. Yeah.
Got his mic on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Al, you can go ahead and roll, my man.
All right. Well, X has already introduced everybody, so I don't have to do it. That was a one particular DC character I can't remember. Chris, if you're watching this, Chris from Up This Way, can't remember his last name. He was telling me about this guy that beat the Justice League and didn't have no powers and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, number 10, Brother Blood. Based on the Teen Titans, Brother Blood gave them jokers hell. Mm-hmm. Number 9, Deathstroke. Deathstroke also gave the Teen Titans hell. He's giving Batman hell and a few other people, Nightwing and whatnot. Number 8, Black Manta. Really, I don't know of any other Aquaman villains aside from Black Manta. So when you hear Aquaman, Black Manta is like salt and pepper. Number 7, default to one of my favorite DC characters is none other than Black Adam. Again, I don't know any other major villain, and basically arch enemy to Shazam, aka Captain Marvel, aside from Black Adam. Number 6, Sinestro. Sinestro, of course, is Green Lantern's foil. It's like bread and butter. You know, can't do one without the other. Number 5, Darkseid. He is DC's equivalent to Thanos. He might be a bit stronger. I don't know. They need to fight, duke it out. Number 4 is the Anti-Monitor. I consider the Anti-Monitor to be equivalent to Galactus or the Celestials in the Marvel Universe. So it's been a couple of times the Anti-Monitor was going to put the smack down, but, you know, he got thwarted. Number 3 is Bane. Not only because he broke Batman's back, but Bane is a very complex character. The dude is smart. He's intelligent. The dude, you know, he's just more than Brawn, you know, as far as how he was when they first brought him on the scene. Number 2 is Doomsday. Of course, anybody that beats that punk, you know what, Superman and kill him is okay in my book. Doomsday, I would buy you a beer for doing that, but you don't exist. Number 1, I have to put him at number 1 because even though there's so many different story DC villains, I'd have to say the Joker. The Joker is something serious, man. Like, for real, if the Joker was a real person, he'd probably be on the FBI's most wanted terrorist list, CIA, the Scotland Yard, MI9, and everything else. So I'm gonna have to give that particular distinction to the Joker, and my list is complete.
All right, I'll hop in here. I do have quite a few honorable mentions because it's just DC has such a big, vast variety of villains. So my honorable mention list goes Cheetah, Riddler, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, Freeze, Atrocities, Vandal Savage, Lobo, and Bane. Bane did not make my top 10 list.
What?
Nah, that's just out of. I mean, Bane, we all know Bane is the top grade villain. It's just hard to fit him in the list. It's just hard for me to fit him in here. Now, y'all are gonna probably be like, well, you could took him out and put somebody in.
Me and
Number
Adam have
10.
a hard time.
Number 10, Raja Ghul. Number 10. Number 9 was Black Manta. Number 8 was Black Adam. Number 7, Deathstroke. Number 6, Sinestro. Number 5 is Brainiac. Number 4, Penguin. That's Batman's second biggest villain, depending on who you talk to. Number 3, Darkseid. Number 2, Doomsday. And number 1 is the Joker. So, all right. Bro, man, Coleman, the floor is yours.
All right. I mean, y'all done covered just about everybody, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
But there's a few that I have on my top 10, and I say the reason they're in there is because I remember them from my childhood. I remember watching the whole Super Friends and the whole Justice League back in the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with somebody that hadn't been mentioned, and that's Bizarro.
Bizarro.
It's all about Bizarro, man.
I so started putting him in my list.
Because I just remember just the way, I always just like the way he talked and just the way that Superman interacted with him. And it was just a cool, like, reverse version of him in the way I liked it. Another Superman character that I liked when I watched the movie as a kid was General Zod. Neil before Zod, that General Zod, not the new General Zod.
The new Doomsday?
Yeah, no. Darkseid is coming up at number 7. Ra's al Ghul at number 6. I like the story of Mr. Freeze. I'm gonna put him in at number 5 because I just like the story, the background of his character and what he's doing and his interaction with Batman the whole time on there. Number 4 is Bane. Number 3 is Brainiac, just because of what he can do, what he's done in there. And then number 2, I will put Sinestro. And then, of course, the number 1, the Crown Prince, is the Joker.
What would you? Let me throw this out here right quick before we get to Weldon. Would we all agree that the Joker is probably the top villain?
Yeah.
I would say so.
He's the face. I mean, he's the face of all villains in the DC universe.
Right.
But what about his comics as a whole?
Yeah, I would have to put him between, at least between DC and Marvel. I'd have to put him in the top 5. You
Is
know,
he
because
Yeah,
over Magneto?
easy.
you know what? And you
Yeah,
I was
read
just
my
gonna say
mind.
that. I was
It was
just fixing to say
they
that.
neck and neck to me.
Right.
They're neck and neck.
Right.
Magneto
yeah.
and Joker. I mean, two different sides of a coin. But Magneto is probably the top ranked villain in Marvel. Joker's top ranked villain in DC. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
I just want to throw that out there just to see, because you'll have people go, oh man, just because he's not a mutant, he doesn't have these kind of powers. I was like, the Joker is a
He's a,
madman.
yeah,
Man,
He's a madman.
he pretty
Yeah.
much is a mind fuck. That's what he is.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Yeah.
much what he is.
that's worse than having somebody with mutant powers.
man, the hell that Joker has wrought not only on Batman but just about every other villain,
Everybody.
superhero that he could get harassed. I mean, he owns that distinction, man. Ain't nobody really in the DC universe, in my opinion, even close to that maniacal Joker for real. No pun intended.
I mean, if you go back and look at the whole like Injustice storyline, the whole thing is started
Mhm.
by the Joker. The
I
whole
mean, when you
storyline.
have other villains afraid of him more than they're like, let's just say Batman's Rose Gallery, they fear the Joker more than they fear Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Al.
And one other thing too, I don't know if y'all remember, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. There's one main villain that really actually never showed their face on either one of those shows, and that was the Joker, because they didn't want him to overshadow the other villains that they showcase. He never showed up, to my knowledge. He never showed up on Justice League or Justice League Unlimited.
You 100% correct, because I've never seen him. I've never seen him on Justice League.
It
All the
took them.
villains.
It took them to season 2 of Young Justice to even put him in one of those shows. So yeah, Al, you are absolutely right.
All right, well, let's see your top 10, my friend.
Let's see. Number 10 is Doomsday. Number 9 is Deathstroke. Number 8 is Ra's al Ghul. Number 7 is Black Adam. Number 6 is Brainiac. Number 5 is Bane. Number 4 is Sinestro. 3 is Darkseid. I got number 2, Lex Luthor. He just a butthole, regardless. I know Al don't like him anyway. He probably like him anyway as a Superman. And number 1 is the Joker, man. I mean, pretty much y'all covered everything.
Lex Luthor.
I hate Superman with a passion.
Lex Luthor.
I hate him.
All right, man, bump that. Let's get on the bright side. Let's get on the bright side. Let's get on the bright side of everything. Hey, look at fellas, we were all excited on Saturday morning. We woke up not to watch cartoons, but we got a chance to see the Justice League trailer, and I felt like a child again watching that trailer. DC, on the surface, let me premise this, on the surface of what I've seen in the trailer, has set the bar very high, and hopefully they can live up to it. I think that they may have found the answer to kind of get everything started off the right way. And then there's going to be a contingent of people that's going to say, well, they should have come out with this before they came out with everything else. Before Batman versus Superman, before all this and another. This is the movie that should have came out. I was talking with Will at Comics Plus last night, and I told him what's going to be really good about this is that Wonder Woman is going to be completely established by the time that movie drops. So she's going to have a cult following going into that movie, because women are going to go see that. Why? Because Wonder Woman is in there. And Weldon will tell you this today. I don't know if you saw it today. Me and Weldon worked together out of town. Did you notice what was in the office we were in today?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. You
just wanted you to know when I say that the women are coming, and this is not to be sexist at all, because like I tell everybody, I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. The women are coming out in droves, because today when we were in somebody's office today, all you saw was Wonder Woman stuff. Wouldn't never thought she was a Wonder Woman fan until you start seeing all the stuff that was up all over the place. That movie is going to be, I guarantee you that movie in itself is going to take a whole bunch of people and get them excited for the Justice League. Now, we're all going to go see it because we're all fans of it. But you're going to have the fan of Batman. You're going to have the kid that's a fan of Superman. We're gonna have the people that are watching the Flash TV show. So they've actually played their cards really well with Justice League. So
Vince.
Vince, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you back after a nice hiatus.
What's going on, man?
All right, all right. So, I really think that the Justice League trailer looked very good to me. The special effects, again, me and Tonell talked about this last week, is that DC really does a really good job with special effects in their movies, outside of The Matrix and Batman vs Superman. But for the most part, they really do a really good job with that. It has a good, strong comic book feel to it, and me personally being an artist, I like the way that the color tones and everything looks in the movie. It looks really, really good. It looks like they really put some work into it. It didn't look like anything that was just slapped together, which you can kind of almost tell from a typical DC trailer. So, he's crying. He's crying.
You knew you were gone.
He just got to be watching Batman vs Superman.
Whatever.
Antonio, we're gonna start with you tonight. What is your thoughts on the Justice League trailer from this past weekend?
Oh well, I mean, like I said, when me and you talk, they've set the bar pretty high with the expectations of what they've shown so far. I mean, I know it's gotten everybody hyped because they see all the characters in doing their thing. I mean, you see Aquaman doing his thing, Wonder Woman's Flash, and everything like that. And I mean, I really have high hopes for it. I'm kind of wondering. I mean, when you see them all on screen, it looks like this is like the unstoppable dream team that's come out like just gangbusters, taking out everything. So I'm really hoping that whoever the villain is, when they finally show them, that it's not just gonna be a one-sided victory on the whole thing. I mean, I know I've read deeper into it where it's gonna be going back into it's the whole thing's leading up to the fight with Darkseid. And it's supposed to be Steppenwolf that's supposed to come in and be the main villain on here for it. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm waiting to see more. I'm not gonna go ahead and just affirm that this is gonna be the greatest DC of all time. I'm gonna wait and see more of it before
I don't need any more.
All right, let's let Vince, your thoughts on the trailer, my friend.
I mean, ain't too much more I could really add to it, to be honest with you. I don't think they showed too much. I think they learned their lessons from, Batman v Superman. As far as that too, I mean, pretty much is giving everything away. Basically, they didn't do what Spider-Man just did, but we'll get on that later. As far as giving too much away, I think they gave a little bit of every main character's, maybe a little bit of backstory with what's going on current, just to whet the appetite, get you ready basically for when it comes out. I mean, I'm probably going to try to avoid any further trailers from this because, like, Antonio said, like, hey man, the bar has been set high. My expectations are high. I basically was riding with Batman v Superman against everybody in my workplace and all on the blogs. I was like, it's not that bad of a movie.
V, I'm right there with you.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna keep my cards to myself, but like it looks legit, like legit. I mean, I'm still kind of like salty about the simple fact that we got a cyborg and not like a Green Lantern or a Martian Manhunter in it. But I can't get everything. I can't have my cake and ice cream too. So, but the trailer, like I said, it set it up. The thing that for me that I enjoyed the most, just in the brief little instance that we did see, was the chemistry between Batman and Aquaman.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that they learned, especially with the whole Marvel, formula, if you will, like you got to have that banter back and forth to keep the audience laughing when shit dies down just a little bit. And I'm pretty sure Aquaman and Batman will keep bringing that back up throughout the whole thing. And you saw that within the trailer. So I mean, even with the teaser trailer that we saw, he was like, "I heard you speak to fish," and then all he's like, "Oh yeah, you dress like a bat. I can dig it." You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be like that the whole daggone time. So I'm excited. I'm happy about it. I'm pumped because it comes out the day after my birthday, so it's gonna be a happy birthday to me. Multiple times probably to go see that movie. So I'm happy. Thumbs up from this guy.
Well done.
I thought the trailer was pretty good. The only thing that they don't need to do, if they're gonna have Superman in, is keep him out of the trailers
Don't show him.
altogether. Do not show him.
Don't show him.
Don't show him. Don't show him into the movie. Do not show him if you want to keep people interested in the movie. Don't show Superman. Do not show him at all. Other than that, everything else was pretty good to me.
All right. Cool. Xavier.
Yes, sir. So, I just want to.
You got a few things to say about this.
Oh yeah, I do. I want to piggyback off of some of the events that said the chemistry between Batman and Aquaman. I'm cool with that. I love it, but it has me looking forward to when they do introduce Green Lantern, because in Justice League, like generally it's Barry Allen and Hal Jordan or John Stewart that have that chemistry amongst each other. So once they add Green Lantern, we'll have more of that. I don't know if y'all noticed a lot of the Easter eggs that they put in this trailer, because it's only 2 minutes and 21 seconds or something like that. But the little scene when they showed the Flash in the prison, when he held his hand up like every other prison scene where they do the hand thing or whatever, that is actually hinting to the reverse
Flash.
Exactly. Yeah, they're going with that storyline, and then you have Victory Stone showing his little football scene, so that's teasing into his own little movie. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that they showed Steppenwolf when we saw Batman sliding in and he threw his little beam or whatever at that thing. That was supposed to be Steppenwolf.
I don't believe it.
Hey, at this point, I hope it's not, but I am intrigued if it is. I liked how they didn't give us too much of Cyborg in this. I love it. Just everybody wanted to see him. They put him out there. They let us see him. Cool. Be done with it. I just hope and pray they don't keep going and going and going and going and give us the entire movie. So when we go to the movie to see it, it ends up being like we're watching a trailer. But
looking at you, Spider-Man.
Right. But I'm very excited. I like how they did the highlight in Batman's emblem, his little insignia, so to speak. I like how they lightened that up. It's just little stuff in there that had me geeked up versus the big stuff that they showed in there. I can't wait. I needed this, and I can't remember what show it was, but I think we were all discussing how Suicide Squad could have been the make it or break it for the DCEU, and I was the one that said I don't think so. I think Justice League is going to be the make it or break it, because if this movie bombs, that's it for them. They might as well shut it down, but it looks like they're doing it the right way. So, and don't show Superman. Everybody keep asking, where's Superman? If you watch Batman v Superman, he died. What do you want him to do? Just resurrect as soon as he get put in the coffin?
Exactly.
Come on, bro.
Exactly.
He'll be in there with the black uniform. Just don't.
I say like just leave him out for right now. Wait till the movie to bring him in.
I don't even want to see a poster.
I mean, they teased it with showing Lois Lane. Why would they have Lois Lane?
I don't want to see him.
Well, that was to answer the question as far as where Superman. That showing Lois Lane in the trailer was like, all right, he's gonna be here. He better not show up until the fucking last act, though.
I concur.
Yeah,
I concur.
Al.
Well, I'm gonna speak on it, sir. I was excited. I've really not been that excited about a DC movie. I don't even know, to be honest with you.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Yeah, exactly. That's like Vince said. That's entirely different. I mean, the excitement that I felt for the Justice League trailer was akin to the excitement that I felt when I first saw the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Like it had that type of feel to it.
Right.
And, seeing that they looked like they might have done a little homework and took a little bit off of Marvel's plate which is a good thing. I think, unlike X, I don't think, I think, and we talked about this as well in another show. I honestly think Wonder Woman is to make it or break it. If Wonder Woman does well, I feel like Justice League is going to do exceedingly well, because the Wonder Woman movie will have set the bar going into the Justice League movie, considering Justice League is coming out in November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got Wonder Woman to try to segue or kind of like get the crowd, hungry for
To win you
Justice
back
League.
in.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
to reel it back in. So being that they dropped that trailer, and not only that, but I think it was a lot of strategy on DC's part to drop that trailer before Spider-Man was dropped. Because of course this is the year we're going to get at least 4 comic book movies this year. We got Thor, we got Spider-Man, we got Wonder Woman, and we got Justice League. I'll remember
Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy and Logan. So that's
Logan,
6.
and you got the shows, Netflix shows.
Right, but
There's,
just for the simple fact that you got like six major motion pictures that happen to be superhero movies. That's unheard of, man. Come on, man.
Hey, all BS aside, let's not leave the Power Rangers out.
You got Star Wars.
Well, we're gonna talk.
Yeah, we'll get the Power Rangers before the night is out. We'll probably say that one right in the last.
Y'all keep adding to this Jenga puzzle, man. Still talking about the Justice League, man. Still talking about the Justice League. But no, seriously, man. I mean, as far as superhero movies, as far as DC Marvel, we had 6 movies this year. We've not seen that many movies like since superhero movies actually started.
Right.
But I mean, just to make a long story short, man, I'm not gonna lie. And Larry, when I posted it on my page, Larry kind of shocked me with his response, and I thought the earth was about to explode. And he basically said that they should have actually laid out with the Justice League, which I kind of agree, because like I said, it gave you that feel like, oh good, okay, they about to bring the funk. And I do like, now I'm not gonna lie, I do like the way they showcase Cyborg. Cyborg got a lot of screen time in that trailer, so I think that particular movie may kind of, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say whether or not they based this movie on Justice League War or if it's just a brand new story altogether. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's gonna be nice.
Sweet, man. I like I said, I really think that it's gonna be pretty good. I feel pretty confident about it. So we shall see. So let's move on to the other elephant. Yo, go ahead.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
To just Al, I kind of think I'm glad they didn't bring Justice League out first, because if this movie is as successful as we hope it is, it showed that DC and Warner Brothers have learned from their mistakes with Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, because we needed those movies to make them see where their faults were to make this hopefully potential beautiful movie.
Yeah, because we all know Marvel didn't start off
right,
busting through the doors. I mean, granted, Iron Man 1 was good.
There was this movie called Daredevil.
Ooh, and Elektra. Yeah.
Oh my God,
man! Why y'all bringing up the past, man?
Punisher. Well, you can take a pick of those.
Warzone.
Spider-Man 3.
I mean, hey, they did good with Blade. I'm gonna say that Blade 1.
Yeah, I said Blade was pretty good.
Blade 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I'm going with 1. I'm riding down with 1, and I'm leaving it at that. I'm sorry.
Jared Nomak is that dude.
Nomak was pretty good though. I ain't gonna lie. It was good, but 1 was like legit a classic.
All right, so let's go to the other elephant in the room. Also, on yesterday was released the Spider-Man trailer. Is here, and not too much you can say, man, after watching something like that. But just get me a ticket. Let's go watch.
Too much. There you go.
Popcorn and get popcorn in a soda.
All I needed was a popcorn and a soda watching the trailer. Boom. There you go.
They should have done your suit back.
Like that last part when he took the suit away, like we didn't need to know that.
Showed that.
We didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, we didn't need that. Like, it was good him saving the people on the ferry. He could have just left it at that. We didn't need to know the aftermath of him and with Tony. He was like, it's too much for you. Now give me that joint back. And he goes back to his native roots with his old school uniform. Now that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't need to see that. I mean, we already knew that we were going to see the vintage, you know, the little goggles and stuff like, because we've seen it in images and everything up to this point. But to see actually what happened and what transcribed, basically they gave us the beginning, middle, and the damn end. We just obviously we know he gonna beat Vulture and all them dudes.
Right.
It's just how they gonna do it. So I'm like, is it really worth it? Yes, I'm still gonna go see it in July. Whatever, that's beside the damn point. Because I think one of the things I was talking to one of my other friends about is that they show too much, but unlike with Batman v Superman, where they show too much in that for the trailer, with Doomsday and stuff, Marvel can tell a damn story. So I think that's where it's going to transcribe. Like, okay, yeah, they gave us too much, but it's still going to be an enjoyable ride for 2 hours or however long the damn movie is going to be. And that's just my 2 cents on it. But they showed way too much. I'm still hype about it. It's legit. The trailer is badass. It is gave way too much too soon.
It's like they made your sandwich for you. It looks good, but you got to wait till you taste it to see if it's good or not.
Yeah, it's like it's in the case. You're just like, oh man, I want to take a bite out of it so bad, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wait till July. It's gonna be all moldy by the time then, but it's gonna be fresh out the package. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm done now. I'm sorry. I'm ranting.
I mean, I feel like it was really kind of cocky of Marvel the way they showed that trailer, because they were just like, you know what? I mean, we liked y'all's DC trailer, but we're gonna put our cards on the table and show you what we got. We're gonna show you our hero. We're gonna show you who's gonna be in the movie as far as other heroes. We're even gonna show you our villain and what our villain can do in the movie all together. But like you said, they may have shown too much, but I really think there's a lot more that they're not even.
Oh yeah, one thing, TC. Hold on, one thing. Look who their villain is. Who playing the villain?
Right.
Yeah.
Michael
Who playing the villain?
Man.
That's a big slap in DC face right there.
I mean,
Exactly.
it really is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It really is. So I
We
mean,
take
they
care of
kinda put their
Batman,
cards on the
and we
table
make you the
like,
villain.
They're like, we're gonna put our cards on the table and we call them, and that's really it.
Well, technically, Michael Keaton, if you look at it when he was Batman, especially with the first one with Jack Nicholson, he could have been looked at as a villain too, because he killed people.
Yeah, he did.
So,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Hey,
so
hold on.
just throwing that out. Just throwing that out there.
Batman started off killing, guys.
Yeah,
Hey, I
he
get
did.
Started
it.
off killing.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do. It doesn't bother me. I'm
Right.
a Batman fan,
Right.
and he can kill anybody he wants to. I don't care.
Nobody complain about
Al?
Captain America killing nobody.
Nope.
They
Al,
wanted Wolverine to kill people, but they trip about Batman killing.
Hey, Batman has a moral code and compass. Okay.
Hey,
And Wolverine is the best at what he does.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
there is the best.
slicing and dicing.
That's
Al,
what he said.
your thoughts on it, Al?
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. I was giddy with that particular trailer as well. Now, one thing I will say that will kind of contradict Vince, and no offense, Vince, I kind of put that trailer in the mind of Civil War. You know, Civil War sold a lot of stuff too. They showed a lot of stuff, but then when you went and watched the movie,
Right.
you were kind of like, okay, unless you read spoilers or whatnot. I mean, you didn't know Ant-Man was gonna turn into Giant Man because they didn't show that in the commercial.
The toys
You know,
did.
they
The
didn't.
toy gave it away,
Well,
though.
Well, yeah, the toy gave it away, but see, that's not Marvel's fault. That was dadgum Lego's fault.
Lego, right.
But I mean, as far as it goes, you know, you look at that, and I think Marvel has gotten to a point to where they can do what they did with that trailer without giving away too much of the movie. Like you said, Vince, we already know what the beginning, the middle, and the ending is going to be. We just don't know what the meat and potatoes of the actual movie is going to be. And I honestly think they're going to blow our socks off, man. And I made a prediction.
I know what it is.
Well, that's good for you, X. But well, I'm gonna make a prediction, man, and we're gonna check this out, man. I predict that weekend, this particular Spider-Man movie is probably gonna outgross any of the previous Spider-Man movies, man, because of the hype.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
You have they dropped this trailer at the end of March. And they got all this time to build up between now and DC does as well, which I applaud DC for doing, because the movie Justice League doesn't come out until November. So that gives them plenty of time to build this movie up to where they could actually rake in the dough. Marvel, on the other hand, of course, people have been chomping at the bit for this Spider-Man movie.
Right.
You know, Sony's letting Marvel use Spider-Man. Oh my God, Iron Man's in, and they picked like one of the best supporting characters in Iron Man to actually be in this movie to play Spider-Man's mentor. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm excited. We need to probably get together and go watch this movie at the
Yeah,
movie
I think we're probably all gonna see this one together. We're gonna see that together when it comes out.
Well, I guess I need to make a trip to Georgia then, since
Yes,
I don't live there.
that would work,
I
sir.
will add one more
Would work.
thing to it.
What?
Props to Marvel for not doing another origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't take seeing Uncle Ben die again. I'm sorry.
Right.
All right, well,
My
My
I
little
got
heart
some
can't take
nuggets.
it.
I got some nuggets that I have heard recently in the last 24 hours. To which maybe Brother Man Coleman, who is the resident gossip master on the panel, he
Gossip
may
master.
know. He may know this to be true.
How you
So
gonna
I'm gonna
feminize him
I'm,
like that, man?
I'm gonna
No
throw it
offense,
out there because he's the man who finds it. So maybe he's seen this. But I was told last night that the new Venom movie that's coming out is going to be rated R,
Yeah, I saw that too.
and that the villain that has been tossed around is supposed to be Carnage. Am I correct? Is that correct, bro? Kobe?
It is. You know what? Now get this. Now understand this. It's not classified as a comic book movie. It's classified
Horror,
as
sci-fi.
a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
What?
So
Well,
They
you
try
got
to
to
say
think
that
about it.
light.
They're going to go out. What they're going to
Yes.
do is they're going to go with Venom the way it is currently in the comic book, with the violent. They're going with violent Venom, as opposed to slapstick cute. What you see with you remember the Venom comic book, like the one that was out with the alien, the symbiote, the one that just a few months ago that ended.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about, TC? The one that
Yeah.
just that's the one that they're going to go with.
But here's the thing, though. I've heard contradicting things because I've seen that, and I've also seen them say they're not going to do Carnage in the first one. They're gonna like
It's
bring
like a
him up in the second
two-parter.
one.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is, the reason they're not calling it a comic book movie is because with Spider-Man being a part of Marvel now, Sony still has the rights to Venom.
Yeah.
Disney is not going to let you do a rated R movie. So
Nope.
Sony wants to hold on to that to do a rated R movie, and they don't want to classify it as a comic book movie for that.
Yep.
And they're trying to tie it to life.
Man, hold up.
I
ain't
haven't
mean to
heard the
cut you
life
off.
thing. I ain't heard the
Oh,
life
yeah.
thing though.
Yeah,
Hold
they're
up.
tying it to life.
You could rename a chicken sandwich a flugelhorn. It's still a chicken sandwich.
Right.
Just because you reclassify a movie as a horror movie, it's still a comic book character. That's all I got to say. I'm done.
Well, I mean, I don't think that they're totally getting away, away from the fact that it's not a comic book character. Yes, Venom will be a comic book character, but the movie overall will not have the comic book feel of what we've seen up to this point.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not gonna be for kids.
It's. I mean, just like Logan wasn't for kids, but I
No,
mean, it was a
Logan
comic
not
book
a kid's
movie.
movie at all.
But it was a comic book movie at the end of the day. So I'm thinking if they go along those same lines, what Fox did with Logan, we'll be overall satisfied potentially, but Sony doesn't have a good track record. And I mean, it's true. I mean, along with that, because with the whole Venom movie being separate from the, that whole MCU type of situation. I mean, the whole, what is it, Black Cat and Silver Sable, all those movies are totally separated too. I'm like, well, if Sony, like, I don't know why they're being so damn hard-headed and stupid. I'm like let's make this money together. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the buzz from, the new Spider-Man movie, it not being an origin story, it being, tied into the greater MCU without being totally in the MCU, seems like, hey, good business to me. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Granted, like it was already alluded, no rated R movie will ever come out of the MCU, but it is what it is.
Don't have to have a rated R movie.
Well,
You don't. I don't think you do, but everybody's on this rated R comic book movie bandwagon now. I mean,
keep putting out good content. That's all we ask for.
It could be PG-13 as long as it's good. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, this is the thing, though. With Sony, I read an article a few days ago where they said that Sony is actually receiving the lion's share of profits from what comes out of the Spider-Man movie. The executive director, I think Avi Arad or whatever his name is, he just went in to say, hey, we're going to make this particular movie a better movie. They might be getting a little money off the back end, but Sony's still going to make the bulk of the money because they still own the cinematic rights to Spider-Man, which, going back to what Vince and X said, I don't understand for the life of me why they can't say, okay, well, we know Spider-Man is going to be a super duper blockbuster. It's going to make all of our movies look like the old Spider-Man movies from the 70s where he shot the rope. It looked like web string. It's going to make all of that look like that. So why not, like Vince said, say, okay, you know, we have all the Spider-Man rogues gallery, this, that, and the other. We just need to make this happen. Let's get this money. Marvel Studios back behind Sony is going to make them a buttload more money than they would have made if they put out another Spider-Man movie. That's just fact.
Yep.
So the thing of it is, they just need to say, okay, we not going to make Venom out of an Aliens movie. We need to go ahead and put him in the Marvel Universe so you can see him get hit with Mjolnir and all this kind of stuff and have everybody be happy that Venom is in the Marvel Universe getting hit with the shield by Captain America. I mean, that's just the way it should be.
All right.
Yes.
All right, fellas. Well, we're going to roll away from that, and we're going to move to our next topic, which is the Iron Flop.
I'm mad you wore the shirt though.
The Iron Flop.
That's hilarious.
We're going to talk about the Iron Flop, and I'm going to leave it right here on the shirt on this segment because we couldn't go deep into it last week. We talked about the first what was it? TCNL first five episodes.
Yeah, first 5 episodes.
Well, you know, you can tell by that deep breath, man.
Let Vince go first. I want to hear this.
Hold on, I'm gonna let Vince go. We're gonna let Vince go.
What? Makes it seem like I complain about everything.
About this movie, when Vince talked about this show, Vince said that when is it going to end? And when he said that, I knew. I was like, yep, he's deep into it now.
I mean,
episode 6. This is what I could not say last week that I wanted to say.
Oh my god!
For people, I wanted to say that the RZA should have directed every last episode of Iron Fist. They should have cut him a check. They should have said, you know what, man, you just every fight choreography scene, you do it, you handle it, and that's it. Episode 6 to me felt like a Daredevil episode to a degree, and it was basically because of the way the fights were choreographed and everything. Now, I'm not saying that Iron Fist was completely bad, so let me throw that off the table. But what I'm saying is it did not live up to the potential that it should have lived up to, and we all know that. And hopefully, and I told Antonio this Sunday, hopefully. I believe Marvel is a company that goes back and they say, you know what, we're gonna fix this. Now, whether that means Finn Jones is out, that remains to be seen. But what I'm saying is they can go out, and we talked about this. We talked about this after watching Into the Balance. There's no reason in the world that Marvel cannot go to China and get a fight choreographer and bring him to the United States and say, hey, we need you to put, string together these fight scenes. And Antonio gave me a nugget Sunday that I didn't even know about what Finn Jones said. I keep slipping myself. I've been wanting to say Finn Balor. But Finn Jones Finn Jones said that they didn't even rehearse a lot of the fight choreography.
You can tell.
That's insane to have a show that's kung fu based.
Right.
That's like telling me I'm gonna watch Bloodsport, but they're gonna do boxing. How you gonna have the kumite without fighting, without hand-to-hand combat, without kicking and tossing and throwing and broken bones? That's crazy. So when Antonio told me that, that it made all the sense in the world to me at what the biggest hole was. The biggest hole was you had a guy who did not look as a believable superhero.
Nope.
Finn Jones does not look like a believable superhero. He looks like a guy that sells vacuums. He looks like a guy that I would
He looks
see
like the guy that wants
in
to
the
go
TV
skateboarding.
over in the car audio department at Best Buy. And when you see this guy, he's taking on these badasses. It's like watching this Tuesday in Texas and Hogan defeats Undertaker with a roll up. That's exactly what it looks like. Here's the man. Here's the man. And you watch him defeat these guys, and you're like, there's no way I'm gonna believe this guy is gonna beat these triad guys.
Man,
there's no
the
way.
other guy at the end, he pretty much did a better job than Finn Jones.
Exactly. He was more believable to me, which is why I kept watching the show, because I was like, I want to see what ruthlessness this dude is going to do next, because he was the most ruthless dude on the show. The guy at the end.
Yeah.
Ward was the most. I was like, oh, this dude here, man, he has no heart. He's cutthroat. I was watching it to see him in the sun. That's what I was watching it for. I didn't give a damn about Iron Fist. I wanted to see what else kind of monstrosity this fool was going to do. Any man that comes out of the water comes back. He comes out of the water, comes back killed, and then he's sitting there beating on somebody with a hammer.
Right.
Oh, I'm glad you came in. That's a madman.
These bodies.
Yeah, it's a madman. So I'm watching, Finn Jones, the whole scene. See, well, we can talk about it tonight. The whole scene with the Psycho Ward. Was it was chaotic. It was a Marvel. This is now, Vince, to what you said earlier. I think Marvel got cocky a little bit with Iron Fist. I really think that Marvel said, you know what, it's Iron Fist. They'll watch it anyway, and we'll just see what happens.
We did.
We'll worry about the Defenders. Y'all do what you want. Y'all Ice Iron Fist. Everybody gonna watch Defenders anyway, so y'all just do what you want. And that's exactly how I felt after watching it. Now, and I'm gonna tell you, and me and Al talked earlier, and Al said he watched, and I'm quoting Al. Al said, I've watched all the other Marvel shows, but we going into week 2, and I hadn't even finished Iron Fist. Now, I will tell you this. I have watched Luke Cage from episode 1 to episode 13 at least 25 times. At least 25 times. I can almost quote the whole damn thing to you. I have watched Daredevil 1 and 2 over 20 times. I can go back. I can choreograph the whole prison scene. I have watched Jessica Jones at least 7-8 times. So when I get to Iron Fist, I've only watched it 1 time. I have no desire to go back and put myself through that again.
Nothing there.
There's nothing. Bingo. Vince said there's nothing there. Is nothing there. And the thing that really upsets me. And everybody knows I'm an Iron Fist fan.
Hey man, you look more forward to watching the Night Nurse than anybody.
Yeah, bingo. I mean, you got to show the Night Nurse in it. I'm there. Colleen Wing carried the show for the first 6 or 7 episodes. She carried the show,
right?
Because of what she brought to her fighting was better. This young lady must have a background in martial arts for real, because she was putting on fighting scenes. Finn Jones comes in. And he doesn't know what's going on. It was like he was out of place. It was like a character who just dropped in.
He was still playing his character from Game of Thrones. That's what.
Yeah, it's literally that's exactly. And somebody who got into Game of Thrones late and was able to see him in it. Yes, that's exactly what he looked like. A character.
All he needs is a little tattoo on his forehead. He'd be good to go.
Wrong show.
Yeah.
Wrong show. Now, because there was a big uproar about this. Let's just not kid ourselves. There are people raising holy hell about him playing. And then there's one set that says, well, we want an Asian guy to play Iron Fist. Then there's another set that just say, get him the hell out of there. We don't care who you get. Just get him the hell out of there. And the last time I saw that kind of hatred for somebody was the first season of The Strain with the boy off the string. And they said, you know what? They raised enough hell and they took him off. Right. And then they brought somebody worse. That's the only thing that scared me. They take him off, and then they'll go find somebody worse than him to come on there. So with that, episode 6 to 13, If you hadn't watched it, you're not missing anything. 7 through 13 is basically the same thing as 1 through 5. It's just people just realize who this guy is now. That's the only difference in it. 1 to 10, I give it a 7 for even trying. It's just like putting your name on the paper in the class on the test.
You being too modest, bro.
6. I'll tell you, I'll give you 6 out of 10. Just,
I get that shit off 4.5.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Marvel, take your paper, take this test. I'm gonna let you go back in the corner, and I'm gonna give you a chance to retest to get an extra 10 points to pass this class. Because you right now you're sitting on the F for this right here. That's exactly how it used to be when you was a kid. The teacher would give you the opportunity to go back and get those extra 6 points to pass the test.
Hey, Miss Besson didn't give me that chance.
Yeah, Marvel, do not look at Marvel. Do not. All right, do not botch the Defenders. Okay.
Well, the whole thing, because the Defenders already finished like filming and shit, so
Yeah.
it finished filming before.
Now,
this came out though. I know there's post-production and shit like that, but you can't post-production his fighting.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
To what you just said. Now there's either one, I'm gonna go Antonio Coleman role on this. I'm gonna go in Antonio Coleman with this. Now, there's either one or two things. Either somebody's in marketing knows that Defenders is gonna suck, or somebody knows that, damn, we in real pretty good shape. It's gonna be one or the two.
Well, I think it's gonna do well. Just for the simple fact of the other characters that what they bring to the table. Right. I think it's gonna outweigh, and just like what you said with Night Nurse and then Colleen Wing and all them. Everybody else that was supporting characters carried the shit. They were better than the main character of the whole daggone story. So I'm willing to bet you put a fucking Daredevil with the potential of the Punisher. You got your Luke Cage, you got your Night Nurse, you got Jessica Jones, you got all these different personalities and dynamics coming to one single show. I'm willing to bet, well, we probably won't even worry about the lack of fighting skills that will come from fucking Finn Jones. Or they will do some serious fucking post-production and limit the fucking screen time just because of the shit that they put out there. And what TC said before, like with the article saying that, oh yeah, he didn't rehearse. I think that's bullshit. I think that he's just a simple fact. No, I'm just saying, I just think that he is just not capable enough to do the damn scenes the way he's supposed to do. Right. Like regardless, you can't put, like somebody who was like a ballerina and then put them on the fucking, MMA match and expect them to do fucking well. You know what I'm saying? Like either you fucking got it or you don't. And I said this in our group chat. I was like, not all British dudes are created equal. Because Daredevil, he owned his fucking part. And he's a British dude. Finn Jones, he's a British dude. He fucking just fumbled the fuck out of that goddamn role that could have just been so great. And it was like the one word that I even said in the group chat, I was like, it's underwhelming. Like it never happened. Like nothing ever fucking happened. Like, oh yeah, we could have did the first 3 episodes, wrap that shit up in a one and put one fucking episode out there. We had to wait so long for him to go into this cave and get this goddamn tattoo and become the damn the protector. And it's so fucking stupid. Like, where were they? Like, I'm serious. I think that they were like,
yeah, we are hot.
Smoking something, drinking something when they were going through the stuff. I was so upset. It's like it took days to finish this.
Vince, you know what they could have did, right? They could have scouted for different people that played in different movies, other fighters that actually do martial arts, and use him as Iron Fist. I don't see why they couldn't do that.
What you had there. When I see Finn Jones fighting, I see Zach Morris.
No. Please save the bell out of this, okay?
In cardigan sweater and khakis fighting. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
I'm telling you, man. I was so upset. And I kept a lid on it because I didn't want to spoil it for people who was watching it last week. But by now, everybody's seen the train wreck. And I kept my comments to myself. I tried not to say much about it. I'm telling you, man, I was hurt. I was hurt, man. This is like, this is like my pride and joy, man. So when I go see the Iron Fist, you know, and thank God they didn't make a reference to Shang-Chi or anything in this, because I didn't want him involved with it in this. Don't put Shang-Chi involved with this kind of this mess right here. Fix this. Fix it.
Oh my God,
Before
it's so
before
horrible.
I tell you, man, I'm telling you, I really believe, because I have faith in this new Marvel brand, because one thing about Marvel, man, they're taking their brand very serious. They take their brand very serious. So I expect adjustments. This is like football. It's like the Patriots and the Falcons at halftime. I expect adjustments to be made.
Oh, can we not bring that up? Oh, that's a sore subject for some, you know. Leave the
Not for
Patriots out of
Matt.
this.
Not for
Well,
Matt.
no, it's
Yeah,
not.
it really
Definitely
isn't.
not for me. But the adjustments should be made. You've got almost a whole year to get this thing situated.
So what you're
I
saying is a whole bunch of reshoots with Finn. That's what you're saying right now.
you really either A, you need to get a choreographer, or B, he needs to go.
No, how about
I'm hoping that within the Defender Sorry X, like that he's actually like when he's doing his shit, he's wearing his costume, so we
There
can
you
just
go.
throw somebody up in there
Yeah, but see,
I
and
was
be
gonna
this is
say
the
like,
that.
thing.
I was gonna
This
say
is the
that. You took the
thing.
words out my mouth, Vince.
but you
This is the
shouldn't.
thing.
But you shouldn't have to do that though.
Where's the costume?
Yeah, that was another
That-
thing too.
Hold on,
That's
hold on, hold on, hold
true.
on,
Where's
hold
the
on, hold on, hold on,
costume?
hold on. I can. Here's the thing. I can really care less about the costume because
Where's
we didn't get Daredevil costume until the very last season. I mean, the very last episode.
But we never get. At least we got it
At
though.
least we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
He
But
had on something.
But
that
do you
looked
feel
like
that Finn Jones is
Hey,
worthy of wearing the Iron Fist costume?
Zay,
No.
Zay, the thing about it is that with Daredevil, we at least had an idea what the fool looked like.
In Luke Cage, at least they paid homage to the costume too.
Am I right, Tony? Am I right? You knew what the fool looked like. You didn't have to have the actual red uniform and all that. We knew with this fool, he comes out with he goes and get a Hannibal from the 18 jacket and some jeans, and he's the Iron Fist. Hell, man, it took him to episode 8 to get a haircut.
True. In some shoes, probably.
It's
That
some
wasn't even a
shoes.
haircut. They
A trim up, whatever you want to call it.
That's all that was. And then he threw on some Adidas with a 3-2 suit.
Absolutely. I mean, it was my head. I was sitting there by episode 10, and I binge watched it so I can
I
get
did
through it.
too.
In my head, it was throbbing right here. It was throbbing. It
I
was
gave
going
up
up.
on it.
And whoop, and all over here, woo, 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 woo. And I was just like, get it over. And I kid you no lie, I started fast forwarding through the last few episodes. Like, you know what? Let me just fast forward, see what happens. Nothing. Okay, I'll go ahead and go to the next episode.
Here's my
That's
thing about
bad.
the show.
Yeah. It was rough.
As I was saying, remember Al, I was saying that Finn Jones is not Iron Fist. You know what I'm saying? He did not feel like he spent 15 years training to do anything but talk and tell all of his business. You know what I'm saying?
Back
The
in
first
Kung
3
Lung.
episodes, they all could have been avoided if he would have just kept his mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? But he was stiffer than Keanu Reeves was in the first Matrix. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the Matrix, but Keanu Reeves did not look like he learned Kung Fu in 3 point. Well, he did look like he learned Kung Fu in 3 seconds, but he was stiffer than him in that movie. I mean, this show. So when you got Colleen, who's out there grinding, who looks more fluent. You even got Rosario Dawson, the night nurse, who looks more fluent fighting.
Putting in work, buddy.
Something is wrong. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying the show was terrible, because the overall show was not bad for what they gave us, but Finn Jones did not strike us as the Iron Fist. I was upset with the choreography throughout the entire season, especially the fake Borracho and Drunken Master that we saw in this TV show. Like, that was very, very disappointing, because they could have went a lot further than that. They might as well have had what's her name, Madame Gal, fight the entire season. I would have appreciated that. But this, what we saw, no, we get one little force win from her, and that was it.
So what I'm saying, like I'm proposing a name change from Iron Fist to like Paper Finger or something, because it was bullshit. So I'm going with that.
See? Tonio?
I mean, where's it to begin, man? I mean, can we talk about the trip to China that really no one recognized that was China at all?
Yeah, I'm like, they look like
They look
Cleveland or something.
out back of Chin's Walk.
I mean, that was. Are we gonna talk about that? I mean, are we gonna talk about the fact that the highlight fights were the random soldiers that the lady dragon, the daughter of the dragon that she fought? We're gonna talk about the random British English speaking Chinese drunk.
Yeah, it didn't make any damn sense.
Right.
That didn't make any sense.
Am I gonna talk about that? And you know what the funny thing about it is? That's the dude that actually auditioned for the part of Iron Fist. And they
What a slap in the face. What a slap in the face. Oh my God. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes. He was the one that he auditioned for. And they told him all the way up to the end that he actually was gonna get it. And then they said, well, no, we're gonna bring in Finn Jones, but we would like for you to play a villain in it. So,
wow.
I mean, should we talk about that? No, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about him whining and crying the entire time.
The entire time.
Ward, which Ward was honestly the best character in the whole show. I will honestly say.
What I say?
As bad as it was, because
Colleen
he felt
Wayne,
the way
man.
I felt watching the show, and he was sitting there just like getting high at his desk,
Yeah,
going to sleep and falling asleep on the couch. That's how I felt.
Wait a minute.
Watching the show. So me and Ward really related well on the show, and I think we can all agree that when Davo said that, you know what, you're the worst Iron Fist ever, and I was just like,
True.
that's a true statement.
that's a critic review before the show comes out.
Right.
So I mean,
Notice nobody else has said how the Hands students fought better than the Iron Fist.
you know what? Let me go say something about the hand right now. That was
The weakest
that was
hand ever.
the wolf pack hand, as we met discussed. Because if you compare the hand of Daredevil, when those dudes raided that hospital and they went through just
Slicing up everyone,
and dicing
man.
folks, compared to the hand that you saw in this, which really was like a bunch of like punk kids. It looked like the rejects
Beat it video.
from Shredder's underground training.
I'm about to say the Foot Clan. I was just about to say that.
We talking about Ninja Turtle 1.
If you didn't make it into the Foot Clan, we got room for you in the hand. And that's really the way I felt when I was
That was the hand from the after school special. That's where that was.
That's the way it was.
It was Fox's version.
No, that was the drug, the cartoon superheroes on drugs. Remember that, Al?
The show really, it wasn't as bad as people said, but it had so much room for improvement that you could have probably went back and rewrote the whole show again.
Yeah, that bar is
That's
low.
what I'll say.
That bar was pretty low.
All right.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say about Iron Fist that hasn't already been said by you and Vince? So I'm kind of like at a loss for words for once in the lifetime of the show. Y'all pretty much so much. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, y'all. I mean, tell me how y'all really feel about the show. That's what I want to hear. But
It sucked.
but I think for the most part, and I'm gonna keep it brief. I think for the most part, people liked the show. They just didn't like Finn Jones.
Well, that's kind of a big piece not to like, though.
Right.
But see, it goes back to what I said. You turn around and you put this guy here. He's not believable.
Right.
It's not believable. Now, if you told me, man, we're gonna put the Drunken Master, we're gonna take Finn Jones, we're gonna scratch it. We're gonna put the Drunken Master in. And then you insert the Drunken Master with what he knows in those fighting scenes. You're probably looking at a better show. You're probably looking at a better show. You make Finn Jones some suitcase bandit that you wind up fighting in the alley or something, and you can believe it. It's okay. Well, he's some rich white guy that runs a heroin whatever, and he's in with the hand, and he's a mid villain or something like that, and you let the other guy fight him, and then you say, okay, no, it's normal. But then when you see Finn Jones fighting these guys, you know, TC brought up about the drunken master. I forgot all about that scene. The drunken master. That was just completely unbelievable. It's like there's no way I'm going to watch a used car salesman beat the drunken master in China. And another thing he brought up was it didn't even look when they landed there. And I'm going to make y'all laugh.
You already have.
TC's going to know exactly where I'm going. From the car to the door was China. They just were in China, and all you saw was the car, and then they go inside.
Yep.
I didn't see any signage, you know, something, you know. Now let's take, and this is not to get off topic, but let's take Ghost in the Shell. Oh, we see exactly where that's at. We know where that is.
Right.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about Kunlun, and when you get Kunlun, it looks like when you're going back to Krypton with Superman. That's what it looked like.
Oh God.
He is mad.
It looked like that. It looked. You know, I was at one point. I was waiting on the Gatekeeper and Zool because that's what it looked like. I was waiting on Zool to come down. Who choose to destroy you? That's what I was waiting on because it looked nothing like how it looks in the book.
I think their budget would have been like really low. Well, they just didn't have the funds or something.
I just think Marvel.
When George Clooney makes a better Batman than Finn Jones makes Iron Fist, something is wrong.
I mean, it was Finn Jones, man, really damned that show. He really damned it. He damned it.
Yeah.
He damned. And wait until Defenders comes out, and you're going to see how he's going to be so out of place. It's going to be just like watching Saved by the Bell, the new class with Screech in it. Y'all laughing?
Wow.
But y'all remember that? Y'all remember people watch that show? I watched it because Bianca Lawson was on it.
Oh my God.
But when Screech was the main character on that show, it absolutely sucked. There was no reason to even keep watching. There's nothing there, nothing to talk about. And that's what you're going to see with the Defenders. You're going to see that Defenders is going to be a much better show because you're going to have Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. Watch what I tell you. Ben Jones is going to be the oddball. He's going to be the oddball standing out on this show. Al, go ahead.
Well, let me just say, like I said, I've never seen you and Vince so passionate about anything that we've ever talked about on this show, and I like it. I like it. I like that. I like it. It was wonderful. But anyway, I don't, you know, like you mentioned, I don't know. I tried to get a show a chance. Colleen Wing, in my opinion, has been the most interesting character, even though I like Ward. And of course, I haven't watched anything past episode 6, so I really don't know how everything's gonna pan out. I mean, from what y'all are saying, I'm debating on whether or not I should even really try to finish it out, or if I just should go ahead and finish watching Voltron.
Go watch Into the Balance.
If you didn't watch any of the rest of it and it went straight to the Defenders, it wouldn't be like you would be missing anything out of the loop.
Nope.
That's why I'll say that.
I think, in episode 6, I mean, I think
no, there's nothing there, Vince. There's nothing there.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I guess whatever. I'm just trying, whatever.
Nothing there. There's nothing there. He could stop right now and watch Defenders, and he'd be fine.
I would say, yeah, if you don't really plan on or don't have any intention, episode 6 is a great episode to stop on. So
yeah, stop at 6, and then that's it.
I probably will watch it, but it's not. I don't have that urgency like I did when I watched the other 3 Netflix shows. So, I mean, and it's actually a strong statement coming from a consensus as far as our panel. When it appears that the majority of everybody, 5 out of 6 individuals, are saying in so many words that Jessica Jones was better than Iron Fist. So that actually says a lot. Not dissing Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was a different type of show, but I like that show. But I'm not really at a point where I'm just wanting to just get the rest of Iron Fist watched. I might watch an episode before I go to bed. Then again, I might watch Naruto. I don't know.
Or
You probably watch Naruto.
Or the episode will be watching you because you'll fall asleep on it because it's just so damn boring.
Weldon, are you there, Weldon? That Weldon might have stepped off. I was gonna see if he's watching. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move on. We can stay on that for a whole another hour. Let's go ahead and move towards the other elephant in the room, and we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna defer right out of the gate to Antonio Coleman on this one. Last night's episode of The Flash, I'm going to start referring to as the medic.
Here we go.
As the medic. That's hilarious.
I mean, it's really hard to describe that episode, man, because you really didn't. I mean, everybody says you get a learning experience from something, but from this episode, you didn't learn anything. You learned that. I mean, you learned that there was a character named Abracadabra. You learned that Killer Frost is on the loose and is pretty much still following the timeline of what's going to happen in the future because she made her little appearance. But besides that, that's pretty much it. That was it. That's all. That's the only points you can really take from that episode. I mean, it really wasted a lot of time. And yet again, like me and Xavier talked about in the group last night, Barry is still holding back in some instances, and he's letting loose in the other because the whole thing with Caitlin when she had the shrapnel in her, and they're doing surgery on her, which we all know because he's done it before on the show, not just because we know it in the comic book. We've seen it before on the show where he's phased through and grabbed stuff like a bullet out of somebody to save their life. But I guess he forgot about it. He had other things on his mind. But later on, he did phase through a time-flying spaceship and grab a human being out of it.
In midair.
I mean, he did that. He jumped off the wall, through the ship, and landed down on the ground with another human being, a whole body person, through a ship. So
in a matter of a second.
Yeah. And that pretty much describes the whole thing. I mean, we got a month now to wait. April 25th?
Yeah.
Until the next episode to see the future emo Flash. So we'll see.
Well, I'll go ahead and get mine out the way right quick.
Emo Flash.
If there's more coming from that fire that was still burning from Iron Fist. So I'll go ahead and get on this too. So I'm sitting here watching the show last night. You know, I stayed away from the spoilers. I stayed away from the guys talking about it in our Facebook group. I get home after a long day of working and say, you know what, I'm going to watch The Flash, new episode. Let's see what happens. Abracadabra's on there. What the hell can go wrong? Oh, everything goes wrong. Right out of the gate. You get what is this thing with these villains that just show up and Barry acts like a damn fool? He acts like a fool, like he doesn't know what to do. You know, he has nothing. How do I fight? What, you know? And then he challenged him, and then the guy he's like, it's basically like, oh, well, Barry, let's go, let's fight. Then he darts away, he gets away, and it's the same time every time a new villain shows up. That's what happens. And I'm just like, damn it, man, when are you going to put somebody in their place? So, well, let's fast forward. So the whole episode, this is what I get. I know who Savitar is, but I won't tell you.
Let me free and I'll tell you.
Yeah, let me free, I'll tell you. And then what's his name? Goes in there like a fool. He goes in there like a fool. We know that he's not gonna tell you who it is. Right. I mean, come on, we all know that. He doesn't know who it is. He doesn't give a damn. He just wants to get out. Oh, I've got to find out. This is my daughter. I gotta know. And then he gets out, and he's still in the same building. The Flash. Now, this is what gets my mind when we talk about the Flash, is that he's in the same building. And you're telling me that the Flash can't do a quick scan around the building and see where this guy is? He's supposed to move faster than him. So not only he goes, he opens up the wall, he gets through the ball, It's this little ball, and then you know. I mean, just TC's laughing because he knows I'm telling the truth. He knows that I'm on point here. And then we get to the whole Killer Frost thing, and that's when I literally sat on my bed last night and said, "Are you kidding me? Really, really, man? This is what it's Jello, gelatin, and then she's gonna flatline, boom, and all of a sudden, the body's gonna get cold, and then Killer Frost is gonna show up. Damn it, why didn't I think of that? Get the hell out of here, man. Really? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Snatching off the choker.
What I'm telling y'all, man. I told y'all this the last 3 episodes. I'm gonna tell you this again. They are dragging this show out way too much. Yes, I know the ratings are high. We know all that. But at some point, the madness has to stop. You give us all right, so the show goes on. Lightning Bolt comes on. Oh, so let's see what's going on for the next episode. Oh, Flash has a new uniform. He has, not only did he have not just any other uniform, but I'm going to test the panel. Does anybody know where that uniform came from that he has on? Does anybody know where you saw that uniform at before that he has on?
I don't even remember seeing the damn.
You told me, but
that is from the CBS show.
Yeah, I'm finna say no. It's similar to it.
It's similar to the CBS show.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do is they're trying to pull what I call fool's gold by getting everybody to tune in on April 25th. And we're gonna do it because we watch the show.
Yep.
We're gonna tune in, and it's gonna be some cockamamie garbage that's gonna throw everybody off. And you're gonna only get 2 episodes, and it's gonna be over with. They have ran this season into the ground. The season started out really good, and it just went straight side. As they say over in Great Britain, it went pear-shaped. It's completely pear-shaped. It is completely pear-shaped. It's all over the place. All over the place. And I really think that they really need to stop with the consistent going. It's like they're going back doing the same thing. Every 4 episodes, the same thing. It's crying. It's all this other stuff. We talk about Finn Jones and Iron Fist crying. This is what you see on Flash week in, week out. It's crying. It's whining. It's bitching and moaning. It's all these characters. They got all these powers, just bitching and moaning and crying and all this stuff. And we're supposed to be trying to get down to business on how to figure out how to stop Saboteur.
Right.
You know, and you're telling me that the Flash, who has done nothing the entire season against these major villains outside of Mirror Master, which was a joke, which I'm still upset about. You know, I'm really upset about Mirror Master. I just don't say.
He's supposed to be coming back anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a major villain that y'all buy. You know, Gorilla Grodd. You know, there's some villains there that he just walked through, and I'm just kind of like, I'm supposed to believe that Barry Allen is mowing down these characters like this, and I watched Zoom manhandle his ass.
Right.
For almost 2 seasons.
Right.
I'm supposed to buy into this. This is the thing that gets me when it comes to the writing on these shows, and this is why I say they drag these shows out, and it's almost to the extent. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, Matt, man, you know, I can hear Larry's voice going now, man, Matt, you know, really, man, you know, you're a big fan of the source material, man. You know, you kind of have to step back and look at it, man. You know, they're going to look at it from a different aspect. No, I'm not going to look at it from a different aspect with the Flash, because the Flash is the Flash. It's really cut and dry. It's black and white. It's nothing different with the Flash. Flash is supposed to whip somebody's ass with speed, outmaneuver him, do what he needs to do, put up a good battle. But the villains that this guy fights are just as equal, if not better. And the whole thing is a clusterfuck. Pardon my French, but it's a clusterfuck. I knew it after the musical. I went into it with very low expectations after the episode last week, which IGN, if y'all are watching, you got to ask backwards. It was not a 9.6. They gave that show a 9.6.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, 9.6. It's a masterpiece. They say masterpiece.
Trying to let them get they shine on because they both were on Glee. So
yeah, well,
and the first time his ass was singing on TV.
I was thoroughly disappointed with last night's episode. episode of The Flash. I'm gonna let Xavier go ahead, brother. The floor is yours, my friend. You can continue on this tirade of ranting.
Mine is not gonna be as passionate as yours, but I mean, I think I said it in the thread where they are taking the same path as Arrow did in season 3 with theirs. Season 1 and 2 of Arrow was good. It was great. Then season 3 came about when the season 1 of The Flash started, and Arrow just dropped down. The Flash is going in that same direction, and I hate to say it because I love The Flash. I'm like you. I'm tired of seeing him just baby and cry and whimper and not be the smart Barry Allen forensics expert that we see in the comic to this weak bitch. I'm sorry, but he's a bitch in the show. I'm tired of seeing it. You know, me, TC, and Vance were all sitting there like typing to one another, like, what is he doing? Why is he not doing this? What purpose? Why are you doing this when you can do this right here to get to said destination? You know, I don't get it. If you're trying to save Iris, stop trying to go to the future. Stop trying to go to the past. Stop. If you don't want it to happen, stop doing all this stuff to make it happen. Lock her ass up in a bunker somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's only 2 months, baby. It's okay.
Right. I mean, shit. Goddamn, Bin Laden survived for Lord knows how long. You think she can't survive for 2 months? I'm just tired of it because, like I said, I love the Flash. I love the show. It's just I'm tired of all this crying that he's doing.
Drug out. They
Oh
drug
my
this shit
God.
out. Vince. We need more fire, Vince. More cowbell.
More cowbell.
More cowbell. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't have that much fire about this episode because I mean, I myself personally, I enjoyed the beginning portion of it. I mean, there's like little nuances as far as okay, yeah, you phase through a fucking plane, but you can't phase through somebody else's body. But
Right.
I think that's, I mean, obviously going along with the storyline. Yes, Killer Frost is on the loose. That shit had to happen. Now, did it have to happen that way that it did? Fuck no, because it was horrible. Like everybody that was at that medical table, which is still funny to me that you have a news reporter
Right.
in a forensic analysis or analyst doing surgery on you as you're just wide awake, like, man, go ahead. This is gonna be a bunch of nerves. So you hit this, I'm kind of fucked, and I'm gonna go in the shock, and I'm gonna die. Yeah, it's really weird. And then all the crying from Cisco. Oh my God, there was so many horrible crying faces. And I'm like, all right, let's spice it up a little bit. Like, if we're gonna make Killer Frost, become Killer Frost in this instance, let's do it. Let's go about it a different way. It was really annoying about the whole abracadabra. It was like, oh yeah, I got a secret, but I'm not gonna tell you the whole fucking episode. It was mildly annoying. But I don't want to agree with you guys saying that it's going towards like Arrow season 3 because that was like one of the worst seasons for Arrow, like fucking ever. And I love the Flash, so if it heads that way, which more than likely it is because it's made by the same fucking people, probably got the same damn writers, it's gonna get that 3-year slump. I'm probably gonna like bitch a fit and probably write a letter to WB or the fucking DC and CW and everybody and their mom who will actually read my letter. That's just appalling. I agree with a lot of statements everybody said as far as like, oh yeah, Abracadabra's just walking through Star Labs. Dude, aren't you in the same fucking building? Aren't you supposed to be the fastest man alive? And I really wish that he would stop fucking saying that because he's not. I'm sorry. He has not been the fastest man alive since the show came on. Like, all you're doing every Tuesday night is lying to every fucking body. I am the fastest man alive. I think he actually stopped saying that. And he was like, the only way I can save her is to go in the future. No, as you just said, quit going in the future, quit going in the past. You're fucking up the timeline, Barry. Stop it. Like, it's just stupid. Like I want to love this show so much. It like season 1 was like so good.
Right.
And this season, like you said, it started off with a bang. It's like, oh man, this shit, like we got, alchemy and whatever and all this other shit, and then we get to this and where they're gonna drag out a 5 fucking episode, and we're gonna throw a musical episode right in the middle, because Music Master, like, well, we just really needed this guy to come on. No, let's handle this fucking big bad so we can move on to the next problem. And instead of just being like, and I'm willing to bet everything in my savings account that when we find out who Savitar is and what he really does with all this situation, it's going to be some underwhelming shit.
Right.
Like, I'm willing to bet it's going to be so fucking underwhelming, and I might just boycott The Flash for like 2 weeks, and then I'll watch it again. But whatever.
I got a question for everybody that watches this show. After Jesse Quick hits him with his own little armor piece, and they see they can hurt him, why did they not set up a plan then to find him without Iris? Because they see that he's weaker. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't they go into that instead of just going into the musical and then not Mirror Master, but the Fate Abracadabra? Because that was his only trick, was fooling all of us into thinking he was going to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Because the fact of the matter is that Barry and all those guys have great singing voices. And well, according to the executive directors at CW, they feel like their voices were so great that we must have a whole episode surrounding them as they sang the lullabies to Gone with the Wind and everything else.
I'm so glad I missed that episode.
Oh, and
I'm so glad you missed it too. I missed it too. I just watched Antonio's facial.
That's how much I've been. I mean, pretty much normally the Flash will be on my priority list. It hasn't been for the past 2 weeks, so hey, that tell you something.
Vince, dude, Joe and what's the smart one from Legends of Tomorrow? The other half of Firestorm.
Oh, come on,
Stein. Yeah, they were lovers. They were raising Iris in that show.
Okay, I mean, I get it's progressive with the times, but need it? No, I'm sorry.
And they were mob bosses at that.
Neither one of those characters come off as, oh, I'm a badass.
Right.
No. Actually, nobody on these damn shows come off like a fucking badass.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to talk about badasses? Well, we got badasses coming up next for this next panel. Not only are we going to go from Iron Flop to the Flash, we're going to start the Walking Sleep.
Well, before you get all up into that, I'm gonna have to back out so I can take care of my son.
You go ahead and
take care of yourself,
brother. It's been real ranting with you guys about some shit.
Yeah, we'll catch you on the next show, man.
All right, man.
All right, have a good one, brother. All right, brother. All right, so let's go to the Walking Sleep. We're gonna check in with our normal Walking Dead master, Antonio Coleman. Thoughts? I told Al today I have not watched The Walking Dead. 4 weeks.
You know what?
Wow.
I'm going to tell you that I personally, I knew where the show was going. I know the direction the show is going, and it's going in that same direction. So it's kind of down to me because I already know. It's pretty much I already know what's going to happen. I guess it's a spoiler for myself because I've guessed it, what they were going to do, and they're actually doing it 100% straight on. I know a lot of people liked the fact that that scene with Negan and I believe it was David, the guy, one of his guys on there, was pretty much straight out of the comic book, almost word for word. Because I seen I put a link in our Walking Dead group where they pretty much went line for line with what they said in the comic and what he did and said on the show. So that was a little treat, I guess, for the comic book fans of the show, not just people that just watches the show only. Besides that, I mean, there really wasn't too much to the show. I mean, they showed the whole where they went to the beach and met with the beach crew and pretty much went in there, deboed their weapons out, said, you're going to give them up or join or whatever else y'all going to do. Either way, we're going to walk out with these guns.
Right. They Negan them.
Honestly, that seemed a little Neganish.
Yeah.
That's my new thing now. It seemed a little Negan-ish with the way they did that.
Negan-ish.
They did. I mean, they really. When I heard that, it sounded like Negan doing it without a baseball bat and without bashing somebody's head in. But the words were something that he would say. So it's going back to what I said before this season started. Is it seems like the guy he's going back up. Andrew Lincoln's character. He's going back to that high horse to where, you know what, I'm starting to become like this untouchable character because for the longest time in the show, that's the way he was. He was nobody out there better than Rick on the whole show until he met Negan, and that pretty much just like exploded his world. But he's building back his confidence up, and it's going back to the old Rick with the way it is. So I mean, I guess for fans of the show, that's a good thing. But next week's season finale, I don't have any kind of like. It's not. I don't believe it's gonna be like a cliffhanger. I already know Sasha, the character that plays Sasha. She's gonna get her own show on Star Trek where she's gonna be the main character in the show. So she's pretty much gonna be gone. We know she's gonna be gone. She's probably gonna, more than likely, she's gonna be a walker by the end of it. So we just wait to see.
All right. Xavier, you watch Walking Dead this week?
Yeah, I saw it. The only thing that I enjoyed about it, honestly, was seeing Dwight Dwight turn on Negan, but that was ruined by Glenn acting like he wanted to jump on him and this, that, and the other. It was the dumbest scene I've ever seen in The Walking Dead. Negan talks too damn much to me in the show. You know what I'm saying? I know he's chatty, but it's, bruh, come on. Get to the point. You know you're going to kill him. I don't need all this extra stuff. I don't need a pep talk before the game, coach. I don't need that. Just do it. Morgan has pretty much went back to his old way, and whatever. And I'm tired of Rick. I'm sorry, I'm tired of Rick. Rick, he big and bad at the end of every season, and a bitch throughout every season leading up to the season premiere. It's gonna be hard to top last season finale. I can tell you that. I have zero hopes for it. I just want the war to go ahead and come on.
Al Rainey?
Man, I ain't watched The Walking Dead in like a month.
Okay, I just wanted him to say that. I knew that. I just wanted to say, so we're gonna move from Al. We're gonna go to Weldon. Walking Dead.
The last time I watched Walking Dead, when dude got his stomach good. That's the last time I watched it.
That's mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale. So
that's
all right. That tells you all you need to know. So we're gonna move away from the Walking Sleep, and we're gonna step right into the Badlands. And I'm here to tell you, my friend, if you are not watching Into the Badlands, I will say it again. Shame on you. Right out of the gate, the first 3 minutes of episode 2 of season 2. Action. And Antonio Coleman, what did I hear the whole scene? What did I hear the whole scene? Well, who you were looking for?
I was looking for Danny Rand.
Okay.
Danny Rand.
Yeah, because those fight scenes are something special. Those fight scenes, Al, I'm telling you, man, I hate Vince got off because Vince watched all of season 1 and he caught up. Yeah. You gotta watch it, man. Yes. Gotta watch it. This is like watching this is old school Shaolin Kung Fu type stuff. What you watching weekend. Now we got a Kung Fu master on the panel. Weldon is that. Weldon, are you watching Into the Badlands, man?
Let me tell you what I'm doing. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna binge watch. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just building up my episodes to watch it all the way through.
You really don't have to binge watch it. The first episode is 6. I mean, the first season is 6 episodes. They're less than an hour piece.
No, I want to watch season 1. I'm talking about season 2.
Don't binge watch it. Watch it, man. Come on.
I want to enjoy it, man. That's what I'm saying. I want to spend a day just watching it. So
you are an hour and 45 minutes behind, brother. Come on. You can pick that up tonight.
And it's got less commercials than The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Oh, it do? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it then.
Yeah, Into the Badlands is something special, man. It's a really, really good show. And I really, Daniel Wu has done an outstanding job with the choreography, with the cinematography. I mean, everything about it, man. Even the damn villain on the show is cool. I mean, just everybody's good. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, everything about it, man. You had the Eternal Champions fatality. Uh, I mean, it was just, you can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. Antonio, into the balance.
I mean, it's top notch. I mean, that's really. I look forward to it more than anything else right now, as far as show
Right.
watching on a weekly basis, because I know right now that so far, I mean, they're batting 1,000 for the episodes that they've shown so far, and I know next week is gonna be hype because you got the bridge fight coming up with that other what is it? What they call them, the cutters.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that fight because it's pretty much
Clippers.
like the Clippers. It's pretty much the champion from one side fighting the champion of the other. Because that other guy is tatted up just as much as Sonny. So I'm waiting to see them get head to head on that.
Yeah. It's going to be good next Sunday, man. So Al Rainey, who is he's not watching Into the Battle yet. We're getting him there. I'm trying to coach him. We're gonna get him there. And he sent this wonderful article earlier this week entitled "Dear Marvel Comics, please take these 5 simple steps to win fans back." And I'm going to go through each step, not reading the entire uh, article. But step number 1 is stop renumbering books. Number 2 is don't flood the market with multiple titles of the same thing. Step 3, make books that matter. Step 4, don't cancel books or kill off characters despite rival movie studios. Step 5, don't replace long-standing characters with new ones for no absolute reason. Al Rainey, the floor is yours, my friend.
As you all know, I've been preaching that stuff for some time, and somebody finally heard my brain waves and decided to write an article. I actually lifted that article from a comic book collecting site that all of us in, I think. But I saw it and I read it, and I would have to agree with the writers of the article, especially number 1. When I went to the LCS up here before I came home today, they were talking about the X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. And one thing that I think is really hurting the comic book market, especially for Marvel, is that, every time a new artist or new writer takes over a book, they want to take it back to number 1. As a collector, some people don't mind, but me personally, it takes away from the whole mystique of collecting comic books. Because there was a time, especially in Marvel's olden days, where you would have a book, like, for example, I'm gonna use the X-Men for an example. Before they actually shut down Volume 1, the Uncanny X-Men ran 544 issues continuously, with the exception of Giant Size X-Men. I don't know how the numbering came. I think Giant Size X-Men was more of an annual than anything. Thor was up to like 600 issues. The Fantastic Four was like 550 issues. Spider-Man was up to 700 issues, I think, at some point. And then you look at DC, 2 of their longest running books are still running. If I think it's Detective Comics and Action Comics. Action Comics just put out their 976 book as far as their issue, and planning on at least getting up to 1,000, which is going to be a momentous thing in itself. I think that I understand that Marvel is attempting to bring in new people. I mean, as far as new readers, but you fail to realize that you're pretty much alienating people that brought you to the dance. The diehard comic book fans that's been reading for years, those who pride themselves in having the full first run of a particular book. And it's gotten to a point now to where it just feels like if something doesn't stick, they're going to kill it. Like, for example, TC, I read in that same article, they're talking about killing Black Panther World of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, Black Panther, one of the Deadpool books, which is, you know, he got too many books anyway. But there was at least 5 or 6. They said it was more than that, but there's at least 5 or 6 books that they mentioned that Marvel was going to axe, you know, and all those other points that they brought. You know, there used to be a time when you could read stories and the stories actually were like, dang, man, this is a good story. And it made you read that book over and over and over again. That's not just Marvel, but DC. You have to understand that the art of a comic book, man, comic books are meant for entertainment. We suspend our disbelief for however many minutes it takes for us to read those comic books. And I think, you know, you have a lot of stuff going on, especially with Marvel. I mean, DC is trying to do the same thing too, where you're trying to make your books more inclusive. There's nothing wrong with that. But Marvel is actually going to the extreme. You know, they got a brand new Hulk, brand new Captain America, brand new Wolverine, brand new Thor. And yeah, these characters are old. They've been around since the 60s. But again, these are characters that brought Marvel Comics to the dance. You could dabble and, you know, bring something else to the table without putting your diehard fans, those readers that has subscriptions, that gets comic books mailed to them on a monthly basis or weekly basis, you know, give them more than what you're giving them. In closing, I just want to say that if I don't know, I can't remember what site that particular article was on, but it held a lot of valid points. You know, when you're dealing, and Marvel is at a point now, and Larry probably beg to differ if he was on, because he is the diehard mighty Marvel fan now, which, you know, I can't knock his hustle because, you know, he's that's what he likes. I've kind of strayed away from Marvel. Marvel used to be my Jones, but now I've gone into more of the independent route with the Image, Aftershock, Black Mask comics, and even DC. And I will say within the last 5 years, I've never collected as many DC comic books as I have lately. A lot of it has to do with the stories that they're putting out. The Rebirth breathed a lot of life back into DC after the New 52. The New 52 was terrible for the most part. They messed up a lot of characters, continuity, and they're bringing it back with that Action Comics 976. They're trying to bring it back to full circle because they realize that the material that they alienated, that they tried to modernize and make, you know, current, it wasn't working for them. So I'm hoping Marvel can do the same, because at this particular point, I can't really say that there's too many books that comes from the Marvel imprint that I actively want to go purchase. Yeah, I get that X-Men Gold #1. That's it. So I think that they need to take heed to the market and to their fans and say, hey, we need to do something to try to stop the bleeding, because just because you turn a character Asian, it's not going to mean you're going to receive more Asian viewers or readers to a comic book. You're just doing something to see whether or not it sticks.
Right.
People like the book, people don't like the book, but people want to see Bruce Banner. That's who the Hulk is. One last thing before I go, before I'm done, and I talked to Matt about this, and I think TC about it. It might have been on the show. You know, we grew up in a time frame where, you know, all of us are in our 30s or 40s. We grew up where there wasn't a representation of Black people in comic books. If it was really not that many. And that goes for DC and Marvel. When I grew up, Luke Cage and Storm and Black Panther and a couple of rogue villains were basically the only characters. Colleen Wing, you know, there were a few, but I mean, Blade. But they weren't prominent. I would say Storm was probably the most prominent Black character in Marvel Universe aside from Black Panther. But you know, we still collected those books. And even though I would like to see a bigger representation of Black people in those books, I didn't start collecting comic books because there were not enough Black people, or there weren't Black people in the books. I bought the books because they had an Irish dude that could scream and shatter mountains, and this big old Russian dude that could turn into steel and, you know, turn over a dump truck, or a little short Canadian dude with claws that could cut through anything. So I think at some point in time, you have to take away the whole PC aspect. You have to take away this whole, well, I want to draw so many readers in, new readers. Stick to your guns, put out material that people would like to read. And that's one thing, and me and Matt talked about this, and I'm pretty much done. Image Comics. I mean, we talked about God Country yesterday. That particular book, what is it at, Matt? Is that the fourth printing?
It's going on. I think they just ordered the 6th print.
And I mean, this book just came out, what, 3 months ago?
3 months ago.
Yep.
And it's a great book. It's a great read. 7 to Eternity, excellent read. Killer Be Killed, excellent read. If those particular books had their legs as far as, you know, longevity, I'm pretty sure they can go as long as the writers would want them to go, because they're putting out quality material. Marvel could do the same, but, you know, it seems like that they're taking a different approach to it. So in closing, I hope Marvel could get it together, because right now, in reference to their books, in reference to, from what I've read, their sales, they're not doing that great. That's why they're canceling a lot of these books, because they're not selling. They're just throwing that Black Panther and the Crew. That'll be canceled within 6. I hate to say it, but it'll be canceled in about 6 issues, 10 issues, you know. But yeah, I'm done, man. That was my soapbox for the evening.
All right, Tonio, any thoughts on the article, my friend?
I mean, I read onto it, man, and I agree 100% with what Al said, because it's really kind of disheartening when you get into a comic series and then they just all of a sudden just basically just cut it off and just say, okay, well, we're gonna start over again. Because I looked at the new Midtown even releases, and I saw now that they're gonna do another Inhumans comic book. On top of, I mean, they just had the Inhumans that they just ended out with number 20, but now they're gonna call it the Royals. That's the new comic.
Yeah, Royals. Yeah.
Then you have a new Black Bolt in like comic that he's doing by himself on there too, and it really doesn't make any sense why. I mean, this character is, I mean, unless you're doing some kind of backstory on Black Bolt, origin story on Black Bolt going all the way back, and then this other one's gonna be about just the family all in together, I could understand. But it's, I mean, you can tell they're going for a money grab on a lot of these comics. I mean, there's some of them that they go ahead and tell you from the get-go, oh, we're only going to do 5 issues of this, and this is going to be it. Or we're only going to do 6 issues, and that's going to be it. Like the Daredevil versus Punisher, I'm getting that because I mean, that's 2 characters I like. I like Punisher and I like Daredevil. I think it's going to be pretty funny to see them 2 in a comic together. But they announced from the get-go, oh, well, this is only going to be 5 issues. And that's it from the get-go. So
I don't want it.
I mean, it's disheartening as a collector and going through, and you get into the story and it's going pretty decent. I mean, the world of Wakanda, I understand why it's not doing that well, because reading the story from what I've seen so far, it really, besides just having the Black Panther name on it, really doesn't have a lot to do with that particular character himself. It's got more to do with people around him in it. So I can understand why a lot of people are kind of shying away from the comic itself, but it's still a decent story. So, I mean, they're going to keep doing that for the future. Like Al said, you got the X-Men Blue, you got the X-Men Gold. If that doesn't work out, then they're going to do something else. But like they said, they've already going to bring back Wolverine, Hulk,
Guardians of the
Iron
Galaxy.
Man.
Yeah,
I mean, all of them
Marvel
are
Generations.
Yeah. I mean, they're all coming back again after you technically kill these characters off. again, because you have movies coming out, like you got the Thor movie coming out. So of course now he's worthy again, where it was before he was unworthy, and he's basically coming back. So you're gonna put the hype behind that, and then I don't know how many Spider-Man comics have been released or re-released in the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spider-Man Homecoming, the Spider-Man. I mean, the Spectacular Spider-Man. They just keep going on and on. So I don't think they're going to change their business model of it, because they're still. I mean, they're making decent money. They're not making the money they want to, and they're just going to keep. I guess it's just trial and error for them. If it works, they're going to keep doing it. If it doesn't work, we're just going to scrap the whole thing and keep moving on to something else.
All right. Xavier, any thoughts?
I mean, it's no new thoughts. Going off of what we talked about in the past, because Al has been saying this ever since we started doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's been preaching this since day one, even before then. So, I mean, everything that they brought up in this article is nothing new for us. It's just it's new to a certain degree, because every time we get caught up in the title, we end up getting mad because they kill it off and then do it all over again, and they expect us to keep giving them our money. And no, we're not going to do that. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No, we're not Boo Boo the Fool. We're not going to keep giving you our money for something that's not going to be continued. You know, a couple episodes ago that we did, Al was in there talking about. I think even I was talking about the difference, and a lot of these things. Well, the difference between Marvel and DC right now is DC gives you a title and they stick with it. You know, if they write a bad story, the next issue they fix that story, but they keep it going, and then they're tying in other books and titles to keep it going and keep you interested to get your money, and it's money well spent. You know what I mean? With Marvel, you can't say that. I mean, I didn't buy into the Civil War 2 because I didn't get the first issue, and by the time I got into it, I would have been lost, because I'm sitting here thinking that the tie-ins are part of the original story, which they have nothing to really do with. So what do I look like buying all of those tie-ins when they ain't got nothing to do with the story? And then the story is only what, 8 issues? You
It
know what I'm saying?
was
Or was it 9?
9,
9 issues.
including Civil War 0.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got 9 issues of the main story, 100 tie-in stories.
Yep.
Like, why? Why not just have one continuous story and keep it going? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they said they're gonna do what? How they had kicked off Secret Wars and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Then you want to bring something back similar just to kill that off again? Why? For what? You know,
I mean, you got the Secret Empire coming back now with that new. That's gonna be their new
Yeah,
series.
so yeah, I saw that too.
like,
But
what's the reason?
I mean, y'all pretty much said everything, but I put it like this. I mean, I didn't even buy the last 2 issues of Civil War. I didn't. I'm gonna get them eventually, but it's just not on my list just to get stuff right now. I mean, it's everything y'all say. It just ain't hitting on nothing right now.
y'all are a little bit nicer than me. I'll just go ahead and go ahead and chop this orange right down the middle. DC is whipping Marvel's ass, and at the end of the day, that's what's driving them backs. Now on the big screen, Marvel is kicking DC's ass all across the big screen, but on small print, DC right now is running the show.
Yeah.
And I know there are a lot of hardcore Marvel fans that just do not want to hear that. But I can go take a poll. I can go ask whenever I go in the shops, well, what's selling? DC Rebirth. What's leaving out? Hey Will, what are you selling? I'm selling DC Rebirth. Hey, go out of town. I'm up in Fayetteville. Dave's Comics. What are you selling a lot of, man? I'm selling DC Comics. Go up to Book Nook. What do you see people gravitating towards? You look over to they're going down DC Comics. DC Comics are selling because, as Al stated earlier, they've gone back to basics. Basics. Go with what got you to the dance. We hear that all the time when you watch sports. Don't change what you're good at. Stick with what you know. Well, what has happened with Marvel is they've gotten too knee deep into this. Now it's I don't know if anybody on the panel has seen, and I think Antonio posted some of them, but the list of variants that are out there for this X-Men Blue and Gold is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And all it is just gonna be a crapshoot, like you guys said, for about maybe 4 or 5, maybe 10, 15 episodes. I mean, books, issues at best. That's at best, because everything I'm seeing people that are just not interested in it. You know, I don't have much interest in out of getting one variant that I saw, because I know that the variant is going to be hard to get. But outside of that, I have no interest in reading X-Men Gold or X-Men Blue. And I didn't know until last night that the X-Men Blue are supposed to be teenagers. So I'm thinking it was basically, oh, we're going to just put Cyclops and everybody else on one team, and we're going to put old school. And I come to find out, you know, I was completely wrong. And so I said, you know what? This is just cash grab. Let's eat, get your cake, get your ice cream, and let's eat it all at one time and hope that it's good, and let's just have fun. And people will buy it because it's Marvel. And what is Marvel's biggest problem going to be down the line is that they're going to start looking up, and people like Al, who have been complete diehards down the line, are going to start inching over very slowly, picking up those DC Rebirth books, reaching over, picking up those Kill or Be Killed, reaching up. Nobody's talking, but Valiant is starting to put out pretty good books again. I'm telling you, if Marvel is not careful, Marvel will still be relevant because it's Marvel. But it's not going to hold the prestige that it once did. Me being a Lakers fan can tell you that better than anybody on this panel. The Lakers are still in the NBA, but they don't hold that mystique. Mr. Rainey, which is right here, can tell you that the San Francisco 49ers are still in the NFL, but they're not relevant. Marvel will still be in the comic book world, but they won't be relevant if they do not get it together and fix this clusterfuck. Say it again. That they have put out on across the printed pages into the comic sphere. Al Rainey.
And I'm gonna add to what you said, but let me just say this. Now, this whole spiel that I have or have been saying for the longest is not to bash Marvel, and it's not to totally praise DC, because DC, since the rebirth, they've had their share of misses as well. But I will say that they've had their share of hits, more so than the misses. I started off reading about at least 5 rebirth titles, and I dropped a few, and it's not because they weren't good, it's because I wanted to focus on other ones, and then at a later date I just go back and pick up back issues, like the Titans book. That was a really good book. The one with Kid Flash in it. That was a really good book. Green Arrow, I have to catch up on that one. And I've said this on the show tons of times. Never had any interest in Green Arrow in my life. When I saw a review of Green Arrow 1 when Rebirth first started. I picked it up and I was hooked. And everyone that I've read up until the time I stopped is probably like issue 13. Excellent read. Green Lanterns, the one with the Jessica, I think, Cruz, and I can't remember the other guy. He's a Muslim character. Excellent book. The Flash, of course, excellent book. You know, there's a lot of good material that they're putting out, and they might tweak certain things, but I think they've gotten back to the core of what people want, and that's good stories. Yeah, you want to be down with the times as far as, you know, it's like I said before, inclusion, bring in a more mixture of different types of characters, you know, regardless of their ethnicity or orientation or whatnot. But at the end of the day, what drives a comic book is a good story. Give you one example. If y'all not reading this book called Animosity, Matt put me onto this book. Excellent read. It's like The Walking Dead with animals, but the animals have gotten smarter and they've gained sentience and they done wreck shop on humans. It's a great read. You got a lot of stuff out there that does not require the run of the mill superhero story for it to be a great book. Marvel has a history of storied characters, well-loved characters. But like Matt said, you had about 5 or 6 Spider-Man titles to drop since what, 2012, 2013, and that's ridiculous. Like, it's like there's no loyalty to the diehard fans that want to have a continuing story, and that story not drop off at issue 10 or 12. I was collecting Extraordinary X-Men. I stopped collecting after issue 15 when I knew they were going to stop at issue 20. It's like I just lost interest in the book. So they're going to really have to do some things to turn it around to try to get a lot of people to, especially diehard fans, to getting them back. Because, anyway, I'm done.
All right, well, we have had a loaded show tonight, and it's always fitting that we close out our shows with our pools and hauls. This is a great time. I was hoping that Larry would be on to unveil his grail that he grabbed a couple of weeks ago. Kudos to Larry if you are watching, my friend. Congratulations. I will go ahead and get this tonight's haul started. As I stated, I have the rumor mill has already been floating it around, and there is a pull tonight that I do have something special. But we're going to go ahead and get things right out of the gate started with the Del Otto Virgin Iron Fist cover. Kudos to Brubman Coleman for putting me on to that there. We have the Grass Kings #1 variant here. Kudos to Al and Brubman Coleman for giving me the heads up on that. Action Comics 976 was able to snag a copy of that. Not the cover that I wanted, but it was Action Comics 976, so no time was wasted. Black Panther Venomized cover.
That's dope.
Yeah. Brubman Coleman, did you get this one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew it was out there.
That is super nice, though.
Iron Fist Venomized cover. Well, I forgot what they call this. This is the negative variant.
The negative, yeah.
Yeah. You see here. God Country. I think this is the 3rd print.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the supposedly this is supposed to be the lowest of all of the print runs. This particular issue. So if you see this, put your hand on it and grab it.
I forgot to get that one today.
Yeah, go back and grab it. This is the lowest. This is supposed to be the lowest of all the print runs of the #1. So this is going to probably be end up at the end of the day. It's probably going to want to be the one to get. Iron Fist, the Deadpool variant. This is an homage to
He is
the
everywhere.
Marvel Premiere 15 cover. And this is the sushi variant. So got that.
Nice.
So today I had to work down in Americus, Georgia, and on the way home, as taking Brother Doremus home, I said, well, let's stop by another store. And so we decided we stopped by there, the store I don't normally go to down in Warner Robins. And let's just see what they have, because I didn't really feel like driving this afternoon. I was a little tired. So went in and struck gold. 75% off all back issues. I made sure they stuck to their guns, because it was as advertised. It said the box said what, Weldon? 75% off all back issues. We verified it 4 times before we got to the cash register. So with that being said, We're gonna go right down this thing. So the prices you see subtract 75% off of it. Right out of the gate. Spawn number 2.
Oh,
Had never seen it. I'd never seen Spawn number 2. I've never seen it. So I was like, you know what? I'm picking that up too. Spawn number 4.
The Violator.
Violator.
The Violator.
Spawn number 5.
Okay.
Bloodshot Zero.
Ooh. That's the foil cover.
That's the
Yep.
full variant cover.
Gold foil cover, that 90s stuff right there, baby.
Yeah.
Even better. Exo Man of War. This is the variant cover because it has the beige cover, the yellowish cover up here. So this is about a $150 book.
Gold.
I want y'all to zoom in. I want y'all to see that. 75% off of
Wow.
$5.
They should just let you walk up out of there and not pay for it.
Oh, it gets even better. So I've already got a copy of this, but because I saw it again, it's in better shape than the one we saw at the flea market.
That's right. You got that when you came up here that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And paid the same price.
Mm.
Now here's the potatoes and the steak. Now I saw this, and when I saw it, it's very few people know what this is. And so when I saw it, I said, "You got to be shitting me! This is in the 75% box." I said, "There's no way."
Matt did. Matt
Wait a minute. We ain't got to that one. No, that was last. That was last. Hold it. That ain't it. This is one where you walked off. You didn't see this. You didn't see this. I have in my possession a grail that I've been looking for quite a while. This is the very first appearance of He-Man in a comic book.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that when I walked back to you. I'm like, damn.
So we zoom in on the price, if y'all can see that. $20 is 75. First off, the book was already underpriced. so I knew then it was a win. I was like, oh, I got this, even if this was $20, I'd have bought it. But to get 75% off $20, it's absolute lunacy. So threw this in the cart, walked out. So save the best for last. This is for brother Xavier Rundell. This is for brother Rundell. So tell you the backstory. We just told you before we went down the hall. All back issues were what, Weldon?
75% off.
Okay. So I asked Weldon, I said, Weldon, go to the counter, ask the guy, is everything back here 75% off? I said, because if I get up here with this book and he tells me it's not, I'm going to be very pissed. So go ask him again to make sure. I want him to say everything in the back, on the back with the white boxes, 75% off. We get up to the counter, go through the books. The man said, "Oh no, this can't be in the box, sir. Where did you find this at? Did you find this on the box on the floor? No, I found it on the box on the table, which I knew it was on the floor, but I said it's on the table because it was in a white box. And what did the white box say, Weldon?
75% of all back issues.
And they knew I had asked. Make sure we asked 4 to 5 times. So you can't go, oh well, no, that's because we asked. That's why you ask. And when you ask, you shall receive. So with that being said, this is Batman 257, first appearance of the Reaper. This is a 9/8 condition. This book is a $400 book. I paid 75% off of $80, and that tells you how much I paid for the book, which was already underpriced when I picked it up. So this, so far, is my big pickup of 2017. This is what you call, ladies and gentlemen, this is highway robbery at its best. That's my haul for tonight.
Hey,
Thank
you say you got it from Vigilante?
Vigilante.
Yep.
And
They
you
got
know
the
what?
top
Same place Larry got his from.
75% off
They reap
all
what they sow.
back issues.
They reap what they sow.
Don't worry, I'm gonna show Will. I'm gonna
Mhm.
take it to him. I'm gonna take it to him in the morning, and I'm gonna say, Will, this is what you call karma, my friend.
Yep.
This is what you call karma.
And y'all know what? I guarantee you, I'll cash money as soon as Weldon and Matt left. They probably took all them boxes and went through them
I'm talking about they went through them hard too, boy.
with a fine tooth comb.
They went through that shit with Start Tech and
The
doggone
fact
Cyborg set.
that I didn't pick up anything else
And the Avagabato.
tells you that I cleaned them out. I knew when I had these two right here. I knew for this one because this is really hard to find.
They
So,
big, man. And you know what? I just checked eBay for that Masters of the Universe, man. And that book, the lowest price I've seen is $64.99 for it. That's raw.
Bro, Coleman, it's all you, my friend.
I don't have anything to match that, but do have a few pickups. Got the last and final issues of the Uncanny Inhumans. This is it. This is number 20. No more. Pretty much the story rolls over into the Inhumans versus X-Men, and y'all all know how that went. But yeah, this is it. This is the last one, number 20. And I have the whole set, 1 through 20. And I will officially say I'm done with a human after that. I have the Iron Fist hip hop cover.
The Red Man cover.
Yep. I actually have this CD sealed right now. I have
Me
it right
too.
now.
Me too.
I got the Venomized Iron Fist. I didn't get the negative. I got the regular one on there for it. Black Panther Venomized number 12. Black Panther regular covers number 12. Both of those. When they got the set of them. I picked up the Venomized Invincible Iron Man. I don't know how many of y'all.
That's actually, that's the pick. I think that was one of the picks I saw on a panel. That's one of the Venomized picks. That if you got that one, that's one that you need to have.
I just like the way it looked. I mean, I thought it was a cool look on it, so that's the reason why I picked it up. That's the Invincible Iron Man number 5. I picked up the Flash 19. Got the regular and the variant for those.
That's a good story, man.
It is a good story. I'm
Yes.
waiting. I'm still waiting to go into the whole button, which that's coming. I picked up the second issue, which I read the first one, of Wildstorm.
Grifter.
I don't know if anybody else was looking at this, but they do a lot of variants of it. But I'm only picking up the Jim Lee variants, the ones that he's doing. I've been picking those up. It's a decent story. It's a DC comic, but it's a decent story on this. My little pickup was the Action Comics. I think this is the cover that you wanted, Matt. And I got the variant also. I picked those up over at Will Store. After I looked at the list of the number 1 selling comic. And then I got A World of Wakanda. Still a decent story. This is number 5. Like y'all said, I don't think it's gonna go any past more than maybe 1 or 2 more issues, if that. And I'm still collecting my Punisher comics, which this is number 10 on there already. And they've already announced 11, 12, 13, and 14 so far. So this is going strong for them. And that's my haul.
Al?
I'm here. Hold on.
It's that Sasquatch, man.
Yeah, man. I have to draw strength from him sometimes. So, not the Jack Link's beef Sasquatch, but the real Sasquatch. Okay. Well, I'm gonna um I'm gonna go ahead and do mine. As far as my haul, I don't have anything as great as Matthew Odom in reference to those books that he just picked up. I'm gonna do an Australian voice for this particular segment, Mike. No, I'm not. Anyway, I'm gonna start what I picked up today. I actually picked up this little ditty. Matt, you're gonna have to jump on it. I got Animosity #6 that dropped today. Um, and I didn't even know this one came out, but I picked this up too. DK3, Dark Knight 3.
Yeah.
So far I got all 8 issues, first print. Green Lanterns 19. I picked this one up last week. These following books are what I picked up last week. So Green Lanterns 19. The book before this one, number 18, was really good. If you ain't collecting this one, X, I suggest you do, because the last issue actually had the original Lantern, the origin story of the first Lantern. So
Okay.
that was really good. On to Image. I got Reborn #5. This one dropped last week, and I was telling Matt about him. This is a new book that came out from Image called Magdalena. This particular chick's supposed to be like related to Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and she go out and fight demons and stuff. This one has pretty much been on a couple of speculation lists that I've seen. I haven't read it yet, so I'll let y'all know how it is. Good Old God Country #3 is a great read, really good read. Let me see here. Future Quest #11. I'm still trucking with this one. Good old Space Ghost and Johnny Quest on the front. This is a really good read. I love this book. The Flash 19. I just picked up the first print of this one. Picked this one up on the behest of Matt and TC. Got this one Saturday, and it was the last one in the store. This is the first print of Grass Kings. I haven't read that one yet either, but from the reviews I've read, it was really good. I also picked up Action Comics 976, the variant cover, and I also picked up the first print. Good Old Fashioned Killer Be Killed #7. Great read right here, y'all. This is a really good book. Really, really good book.
I'm glad.
And
Matt
like you said, man, I got the feeling this is probably gonna be a TV show. I would say probably within a year or two, this is gonna be on TV near you. So if y'all watching this, go ahead and get on the bandwagon. I know the first issue, well, the first 4 issues are up to the 3rd printing, I believe. So go ahead and jump on it. Got me 2 back issues of Firestorm. You know, my boys in the hall know that I'm a fan of the Nuclear Man, and not that garbage that's on Legends of Tomorrow. Speaking of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, I looked up and
Nice.
got Firestorm, the Nuclear Man pop.
Man, I've been looking for one for you too, man. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, man. If I could only get Captain Marvel, but that's going. I'm gonna have to win Fantasy 5 to get that sucker. Last but not least, I picked this one up today. Y'all know I've been the X-Men pops. I got
Nice.
Archangel.
Nice.
So I actually am missing for this particular series. I'm missing Quicksilver, Psylocke, and Sabretooth, and they ordered Psylocke for me today, so I should have that one in about 3 weeks.
Where did you go?
Huh?
Where did you go?
Bungie.
Bungie. Okay.
Yeah, Bungie Comics. Y'all need to come up and check them out. They got new owners, and I was telling man, I like these cats. They're pretty good people, man. They do you right. So
All right, well done.
All right. I ain't get good as a haul as Matt got, but I did get pick up Spawn 16, pick that up. Spawn 18, pick that up. Spawn 19, pick that up.
for life.
Y'all clean them out.
You ain't lying.
Spawn and Batman. Pick that up.
I still got
Oh,
that.
okay. That's a good read, I heard.
Yes, it is.
Let's see. NYX. One of those.
What number is it, brother?
This is 6 out of 7.
All right.
And NYX number 2. Pick that up. Picked up Daredevil. Pick that up.
Yeah. Hey, and pull that back up. That's about a $50-$60 book right there, by the way. Look at what he paid for it. And hold it back up. Hold it back up. Look at what he paid for it.
Oh yeah, that is. What is that? Daredevil, was it 129 or something?
Yeah. And it's $15 with 75% off.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? That dude probably in the shower crying right now though.
Money. And DC, look at it. Look at it. Max Punisher #1.
Hey,
Look at hold it
Weldon.
back up, Weldon. Hold it back up.
When you hold it back
Show
up,
TC
say
price.
something.
He
Say something so
weeping.
we can see it.
Oh. Yeah, Punisher #1, Max.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
they're
be-
basing the show off of.
Yeah.
By the way.
What I just tell you. What I told you the stuff.
Yeah, $4.
Bruh, that
Wow.
dude he probably been in his shower for the past 2 hours on his knees, just weeping.
And that is it.
Right, Xavier, you still anything, Xavier?
No, all my pulls were last week. I didn't get in this week.
All right. Sweet. Awesome. What a great show tonight, y'all. What an excellent show tonight.
Right on.
Excellent. So we will be back in May. It will be May Day. We shall be back. No, excuse me. It's April. We're going into April. I'm
What?
way
I was gonna say,
off.
what?
Way ahead.
I'm
Trying
way
to
off.
flag
say
this
you-
out.
No, we're going
Yeah,
to be back
exactly. Good
on
job, Barry.
April 12th, and we will be back. Yeah, just before Easter. So we'll have a show right before Easter.
Ooh, we're gonna have a show for the button.
Oh yeah, the button. The
Oh,
button actually
yeah.
comes out that day. So, yep. So actually, we'll have
Yeah.
a show for the button. So with that being said, thanks for everybody who was stuck in there with us on this little extended show. We had a lot to cover tonight. Glad to see everybody back. Vincent made his return back. Weldon is back on the panel. And as usual, it's Antonio, Al, Xavier Randall, and myself. I want to say thank you for watching tonight's episode of the Comment Hall and Roundtable Discussion. Make sure you're back with us on April the 12th. I have the Insight News on Ghost in the Shell. I'm going to see it this weekend. So I will let you know if that's any good. So, all right, with that, may the force be with you. Have a great night, everybody.